አራቀልሽ ሌላ ካምፕ እዛ
حاجة منو أبلي تنقى حمتي تمتي توقتمتي سيرة بابلي.
Imagine a place so remote, so arid, that for millennia few have dared to tread. A landscape carved by harsh shifts, salt flats, scorching desert winds, and the deep silence of isolation. This is the Afar region of northeastern Ethiopia, part of the vast and restless East African rift system, where continents themselves slowly drift apart. Here lies a sleepy giant, a volcano called Haile Gubbi. For nearly 12,000 years, it lay silent, so long that scientists had come to accept it as a relic of a bygone geological epoch. For decades, this volcano was ignored. No recorded eruptions, no monitoring, no warning, just quiet plains and shifting sand. Geological records showed no evidence of activity in the current geological epoch, the Holocene, which began roughly 12,000 years ago. Everything changed on 23 November 2025. At around 0830 UTC, satellite data confirmed what no human had anticipated. Haile Gubbi had erupted. Within hours, a massive ash plume soared high into the sky, first reaching about 45,000 ft, then climbing to 50,000 ft, around 15 kilometers. Local witnesses described a deafening explosion. A shockwave heard many kilometers away. Tremors rippled through nearby areas. In some villages, residents felt the ground shake. From the remote Afar desert, the ash plume didn't just stay local. High-altitude winds grabbed it and carried it across the skies. Within a day, fine ash and sulfur dioxide were drifting over the Red Sea, sweeping across Yemen, Oman, and continuing toward South Asia. Satellites tracked the plume as it expanded, stretching thousands of kilometers. A dramatic cosmic-scale postcard of Earth's raw power. For scientists, this eruption served as a stark reminder. Even volcanoes considered extinct or dormant can, under the right conditions, roar back to life. Why now? Experts point to underlying tectonic stresses. The fissures and fractures deep beneath the surface are restless. In regions like the East African Rift, what seems stable may be silently straining. Down in the valleys and villages near Haile Gubbi, places like Afdera, the eruption was more than spectacle. Ash settled on the ground, blanketing homes, farmland, water sources, and grazing land. Livestock found their pastures covered, water sources spoiled. For communities dependent on herding and agriculture, this is a threat to survival. No immediate casualties or deaths were reported, but the damage to livelihoods could ripple for weeks or months. For shepherds, farmers, families living off the land, this ashfall could mean reduced food for animals, contamination of water, and longer-term health and economic hardship. The ash didn't just pose a local hazard. It disrupted global systems. Within days, airlines flying over affected airspace, from the Arabian Peninsula toward South Asia, canceled or rerouted flights as safety concerns grew. Beyond immediate effects, the eruption has reignited scientific and public awareness about hidden volcanoes, those silent, little-monitored giants scattered across remote regions. The awakening of Haile Gubbi challenges assumptions. Just because a volcano hasn't erupted in recorded history doesn't mean it can't. This eruption is more than a dramatic news story. It's a wake-up call. It reminds us that Earth remains alive, unpredictable, and full of power. In a world often focused on the familiar, the famous, this eruption tells us to pay attention to the unknown, to the overlooked, to the silent giants resting beneath our feet. In the coming weeks and months, scientists will sift through satellite data, ground reports, ash samples. They'll trace sulfur dioxide dispersal, assess environmental impact, examine whether magma intrusion triggered the event, or if it was a steam-driven explosion. For local communities, aid may be required to clear ash, protect water and grazing land, help livestock, and rebuild their livelihoods. From the silent plains of the Afar Desert to the skies above distant nations, from dusty herder villages to international flight routes, the eruption of Haile Gubbi has weaved a story of power, surprise, and connection. It's a reminder, Earth's ancient pulse still beats, and when that moment comes, the silence breaks. If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe for more deep dives into Earth's wonders and its warnings.